blink available, but Yao holding onto the Fissure, gets a stun over on Misery, and Misery, he actually saw Fiend's Grip, but Yao jumps in. Laguna Blade almost getting the kill, they've lost the bait. There's that Fiend's Grip going to work, the Earthshaker control, maybe even pushed back by the cogs of Bone 7. Zhao Wei, he has to use the cheat to try to stay alive here. Now it's a 2-for-1 trade-off. The Clockwork still ended up dying.
A lot of disables removed as well. LGD don't have them.
Yep. Someone get rid of that one super range creep. It's chasing them and giving all the vision away. But they have to get back anyway. That melee Rex to come under siege in just a moment.
Range creep is on to you.
Hey, where is Xiaowei going? He's moving out of base. The observer ward gets deep-watered.
Yeah. And,
so they lose their vision.
C9 are now finally getting to feel like the aggressors in this game. For really the first time in this entire game, they are the aggressors, not just the rats.
Look back at base, look back at home. It's in trouble. They're trying to creep skip this, but you got 2 catapults and a huge wave coming in. You take out the tier 2 tower in mid, but the creep wave's about to take out your tier 4s. You have to come back. And if they're not careful, oh no, Courier!
Oh.
Just the Cardi!
Yeah, they micro him. It's fine.
You can't micro catapults.
yeah, they micro Courier. But they're going to back with it.
Alright, so they push him back. Sylar's still in a horrible...
Yeah, Sylar needs to have his MKB as well. This is such a tough... I think maybe when he has the Aegis, he should just drop the BKB and play without the BKB until he has Aegis gone. Because honestly, his damage is not high enough to take a fight right now. Without the MKB, he's not going to hurt much. But that said, though, there are some low HP numbers on both sides of the teams. Like the 1000 HP over on the Pugna, the 2000 HP on Antimage is not super high for an AM. But this game, man, it's so crazy. I think LGD are shook by the fact that that Divine happened. Because ever since, they've been playing reactively. Like, they've slowed down.
They're not the ones calling the shots anymore. I think they realize, too, the ability for trade-off against Cloud9. They're giving respect to C9. C9 have been in this position many, many times.
That's what happened. Envy buys that Divine. He's the alpha male now. That's how it goes, man. The respect is gone.
There's one way to look at it. But you'll only be real alpha male if he buys a second.
Yeah. Well, if we could only walk into a room and say, hey, you need one more.
What would you do? Sell the Battle Fury for a second Rapier?
Sure. Oh, no. Top lane. They're trying to set up to hex him. Blinking him.
This could be it. They need support. Clockwork missed the hook shot. Misery's in the neighborhood. And Envy, he's dropping. Divine? He's down. He is gone. The Rapier is on the deck and in the hands of the Shadow Fiend. He'll lose his Butterfly for it. He uses BKB. It's almost worth holding on to that Butterfly. Yeah. And now, where's the extra support? The Echo Slam. They managed to find another one. It's a Rubik down for the count. This could be the moment. The SF is dishing out almost 700 damage a pop.
Yeah, he's hitting so hard. That Daedalus is just crazy. He has the Moonshire as well, of course, so his attack speed is decent despite dropping the Butterfly. And yeah.
Look at the play. So this is Cloud9's way.
Yeah.
Okay, so
down the bottom lane.
If we can't fight them directly, now Animage does have a buyback available.
Oh,
they just make sure the bottom lane's pushing in. Now, Sylar bought second level BTs.
Yeah.
So he will TP into probably the SF or whoever.
Exactly, a reliable TP that you cannot stop as if you TP to a creep.
But what a timing for Fader. Yeah. A refresher up. You got double Laguna Blade. I believe with that he can he can.
Is it enough though? They're going in now.
He can kill the track. This is the moment. Oh, this is the day.
They shouldn't get too anxious about this Rax. Rax doesn't mean that much. It's just about how you take the fight.
They're trying to be safe. Yeah. They're just trying to be safe.
Yeah, they're trying to wait for Envy, but it's 30 seconds. It's a long time.
Envy won't buy back unless they contest the third Rax or they go for tier 4 towers. And he'll always wait until Cloud don't initiate.
He will have to, though. They're going to mega creep them if he doesn't buy back. But they're going to go now. They're looking for it.
Here they come. Misery jumps in, picks up maybe Fade with the BKB. Laguna Blade 1, Laguna Blade 2. Maybe dropping low. They want the Rapier back. Eternal Envy getting stunned.
Oh,
he's down.
No.
He's down. That could be GG. They've lost everything. It's 4, almost 5, and GG. LGD will 2-0 Cloud9 in a very intense game too.
Has to be one of the most emotional losses. The dream was so real. They could touch it, Toby. They could taste it. But that means that in the LGD versus C9, LGD 2-0 taking 3 points.
What a game. What a game to play. Cloud9, LGD, they get the big points. Love them for it. We'll get to have ourselves a breather, as I know you're going to be back with the panel in just a moment. But the next game coming up, I'm excited. You'll be excited.
My nerves can't handle this.
We'll be back. Handle it, Wagga. Find your handles. We'll be back.
We'll be back.
What a way to start day one. Of course, well, I mean, 2 Cloud9 games, right? I mean, definitely
2-hour-long Cloud9 game.
2-hour-long Cloud9 game.
That is very little. Not surprised.
Yeah, not surprising. I mean, kind of putting all C9 fans' hearts on the line there. Everyone almost having a heart attack. But at the end of the day, LGD do carry through. I mean, sure, MV going with the rapier, but losing it at the end. That wasn't necessarily, of course, spelling the end of it, but it did kind of secure things for LGD going forward. And we'll just have some quick thoughts because we had 2-hour-long games. We do have a lot of other matches to get through. But is there anything special you want to note other than, I mean, you know, that's kind of what we expect.
I'm super impressed with how long this game went on. From Cloud9's perspective, I think when I saw the draft and how hard they counterpicked the Lesh and for it to just be a support afterwards, I thought this was going to be a pretty short game, especially when LGD got really far ahead early on. And Cloud9 just played incredibly, and I love the choice from Envy to go for the rapier. Of course, it's a fan favorite item, but in the situation, I think it was the right read on the game. Like, he had to do something extremely drastic, and to have the confidence to do something like that in a game like this I think is a really good sign.
Yeah, and that move is what kept the game going quite a bit longer. And so, yeah, you're right. I mean, looking at the early part of the game, the fact that this game went over 60 minutes is pretty darn impressive. On the side of Cloud9. But unfortunately, the bottom line result is that LGD do take the 2-0, so they'll get 3 points. We do have some updates from the other matches. Of course, we do have Complexity getting the 2-0 against MVP Phoenix, and Fnatic and Secret splitting 1-1, so they only get 1 point each.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's...
That second game, though.
Yeah.
Fnatic Secret. We obviously didn't get to see it because this game went so long, so we didn't... I don't even know if we have many highlights for that game. That game was an absolute
but, I mean, we do have many more matches to get through, but of course you can catch the VODs if you haven't seen it, so that's something to look forward to. I've heard it was pretty crazy. We caught some glimpses of it. You guys were watching on that side.
I'm pretty sure Winter would like to talk briefly about the game because he knows why the game was so one-sided, because he knows Fnatic very well.
Mainly, I feel what happened and went wrong for Secret is whenever you play against Mushi's team in general, they tend to have this tendency whenever they beat a much stronger opponent, they trash you in all the 3 lanes. All the players are really good in the lanes, and what happened was, I think they did a Bloodseeker off lane. I didn't really see the laning phase, but he has as much net worth as the safe laner. After 10-15 minutes, there were 3 on par on the net worth. So that is a classic Mushi type of team game. They win all their lanes and they trash you.
Yeah, that is pretty much exactly what happened. Secret wasn't able to come back from that game too, so they do tie it 1-1. So that's our first set of matches. But we are just going to move straight in because we have 5 sets of matches going onward on 3 different streams. Now, before we go forward, of course, LGD just won. They're looking good. A lot of people are thinking LGD, possibly top 3, maybe even a contender to be the champion of TI5. Now, in their next match on Stream C, they will be playing against, I believe, Complexity. But before we go on, of course, there's one of the players on LGD that a lot of people are looking forward to, Xiaowei, leading newbie to that championship title last year at TI4, now coming back, possibly looking for another title for himself and then LGD as a whole. Let's look at Xiaowei's story before we jump into the second set of matches.
我第一次见小巴大概是在5-6年前吧，当时我们是在湖南，然后一起打 Dota 认识的，然后做什么事情都特别的认真，然后会投入100%的精力。行业的压力、竞争，然后包括舆论各方面都很大。
我觉得不能盲目的来就是做职业选手吧，因为其实职业选手也有他辛苦不为人知的一面，然后他一定要付出自己的努力，还有很大的天赋才能成功的。而那是一支很规范的强队吧，然后每天一起训练，一起生活，一起研究新的录像，其实都是为了比赛想拿到好成绩。我这次回老干爹的原因，主要还是因为以前我们都是队友吧，我跟莎拉跟瑶，然后觉得 TI2 有些可惜，再回来一起努力再打一次 TI。
他在完成了一系列的成就，甚至说可以说拿到了这个领域的巅峰以后，然后还选择出来跟我并肩作战，然后那一刻是我很感动的。
觉得心里特别温暖吧，觉得有了家庭的支持，就希望自己能努力，不会让他们失望，就特别大的动力。
然后无话不说，然后干什么都一起，就像一个团队，像一家人一样。我觉得一个队伍的队长最重要的是以身作则。我觉得老聂最强的强项是团队的执行力，因为 因为小巴是我们的指挥，他说一，我们就不会说二，然后就他的付出我们也是看得到的。
小巴是气场蛮强的一个男人，然后作为队长来说的话，队友们都很信服他，然后很靠谱，所以之后在生活中打 Dota 也是蛮令人信服的一个好朋友、好兄弟嘛。
T25的话，只想就自己能带这个队伍做到自己该做的了。
So Xiaowei returning to LGD, trying to lead old and new teammates to a championship title here at TI5. I mean, already 2-0 against C9. They're feeling good, but of course a long way to go. So if you want to catch more LGD games, definitely head over to Stream C. They will be playing against Complexity. But for this stream, we just talked briefly about Fnatic vs Secret, how Secret just got absolutely beaten in Game 2. They tied 1-1, but now they're coming here onto the mainstream to play against IG. Let's have some quick talks before we go into draft of Game 1. Now, the players are pretty much all set up, but let's talk a little bit about IG, right? Because we've talked enough about Secret in generic terms. Like, all right, they've been doing well in the past couple lands they've been at. They've been winning, 4 major lands in the recent months. Coming into TI, they are the favorites. But what about IG? What are we thinking about IG? Where do they stand, Winter?
At the moment, I feel sometimes it's like C9, sometimes they don't show up. Like, it's the same for IG. Their draft sometimes seem very uncertain and they have no direction in the draft, but sometimes they are able to pull everything together and get the whole team rolling. I feel the